this is Tina Renner with the Union County Watchdog Association. We're here at the Berkeley Heights Street Fair, and Councilman Bob Woodruff stopped by to say hello, and he's going to give us a few words about what Berkeley Heights is doing with the Secession situation.
Thank you, Tina. As many people in Union County know, the township about 6-7 months ago began speaking about seceding from the county based upon obviously the tax situation. Just recently, last week at our meeting, we passed a resolution to place a referendum on the ballot for November. So what we've been trying to do for the last couple months is educate the people in town as to the circumstances and allow everybody to make their own choice as to what they think is appropriate for themselves. The township elected officials essentially looked at a variety of ways to try and help the people in this town from a standpoint of shared services, which all of us towns are doing, but that just doesn't necessarily do it. So if we looked around and looked at Morris County and Somerset County, and we are contiguous to both, and determined very easily from checking with various records from the tax concerns in this county and there, we are spending probably $6 to $7, $8 million more a year here in taxes on the percentage tax dollar of a Berkeley Heights citizen than we would be if we were in Morris County. So, while we've got good friends in Union County, they've determined that they're going to govern themselves in a certain way, which doesn't comport with what we think good, prudent fiscal government responsibility should be. But we're not going to tell them what to do because they're going to do what they wish to do anyway. And our only remedy, we think, to be fair, is to let the people in our town make that decision. We realize it's a difficult one, and we also realize it's not an easy row to hoe. But a lot may depend on Chris Christie and the level of his success in November. And if we could get the Assembly and the Senate with more R's than there are D's, then we probably have an opportunity to get this done. But some people say, well, is this symbolic? This is not symbolic. This is an effort to do what we think is appropriate for the people of our town. Our concern are our taxpayers. Those people in Linden or Mountainside or Scotch Plains, they worry about their own taxpayers, and that's understandable. But we have an obligation, we feel, to ours, and we feel that this is really, at this point in time, the only remedy that really makes a difference.
Okay.
So, okay?
Is there an option to join another town?
Well, the option, from a standpoint of joining counties, you can only join a county if you're contiguous to it. We're contiguous to both, meaning Somerset and Morris. Summit would be contiguous, New Providence would, wherever. And you can only, if you are inside those various towns, you can only seek to secede if you are seceding with a town that's contiguous. So those are but insofar as...
So it could be in another county?
Correct. That's still... But insofar as just hooking up with other towns, well, now you're basically talking about sharing services with police departments and fire departments and the like. And maybe that's going to end up being another way to go. We have, 521 municipalities in this state?
Yes.
We have a county government, which many people think is a high level of redundancy, not necessarily this county, but in all 21 counties.
This county is redundant.
Yeah, I think if you asked a lot of the elected officials in some of these towns, would you rather take that tax dollar, keep it yourself, and do your roads and do the things that are necessary to be done? More of a home rule, so to speak. Right. I think you'd probably get many of these mayors and elected officials to say that's what they'd rather do. Do we need a Runnels? Do we need to be running hospitals? I don't know.
I don't think we're going to be doing that for much longer.
I would hope not, but who will be running it, who knows? But, there's a lot of issues out there, the county police and a lot of other things. So,
anything from the county yet as far as they obviously heard about this, and I brought this up at a couple of council meetings asking that you be brought in, or have you heard anything official from the county?
No, nothing formal. There's been some informal contacts through second and third sources, and when I heard that was occurring, I did not put a whole lot of faith in that. If somebody who's an elected official wants to speak to another elected official, then that's the level I think that discussion should be had, not through some backdoor process or somebody meeting somebody. That's the problem with government, is it not? Right. So that's not happening.
Okay. So when I asked about this, they did give me one thing where the county did help out Berkeley Heights. There was something about a road off-ramp on 78 that somebody at the county did something with. It was fairly vague. can you respond? Was there anything there, and what actually have you gotten from Union County?
Well,
The other things that I worked closely with Berkeley Heights on, going back when I was on the NJCA, was the expansion. Berkeley Heights was adamantly against the expansion of an exit on Route 70, I think it's Diamond Hill Road, that was being pushed, ironically, by Somerset County. And that exit in Berkeley Heights would have really only benefited the people in Somerset County. And Somerset County was pushing hard, and we here in Union County got that project killed because Berkeley Heights was dead set against it.
I know what they're speaking about. There's an off-ramp at 78 that a lot of our citizens had some concerns about. It was going to impact their a lot of their homes and so on and so forth. And this town was extremely active in dealing with the state themselves, and perhaps the county was involved, and maybe they were, okay? And if they were, well, that's their job. Okay, so I appreciate people taking credit for what they're supposed to be doing. Other than that, we give about $14 to $15 million a year in taxes, and we just went up another $1 million. And then I saw that the county, I saw an article where the county was rather effusive in the fact that they didn't have to cut anybody or cut anybody's salaries. Well, of course you don't when you go and hit a town like Berkeley Heights for another $1 million, and Summit for another $1 million plus, and New Providence for another $1 million. I guess you don't have to do the things that a responsible government might have to do in order to stop taxing people.
Well, and in this resolution you said Morris, but in your study you had Somerset or Morris. Why is it Morris, and do you have anybody contacted at Morris that you have given you the okay that they'll accept you?
Well, I know that Morris is eager to talk to us. We looked at both Morris and Somerset. They were both favorable. Morris more so, and not in a small way. So I've had personal contact with individuals in Morris County. I happen to work in Morris County, and I think that they, if in fact this becomes a reality, they're very anxious to speak with us.
Okay. And last question then is, as far as Morris County, if this doesn't go through, and I don't want to go into details of,
Sure.
I'm guessing the resolution will pass easily 80-20. But you have to go to the state legislature and accept it, and with Democrat control, especially the people they have in there now, they probably won't happen. Have you explored possibly merging with a Chatham? Because when you do merge, you kind of have to pick a county. You can't be in two different counties, and working up some deal where it's Chatham Heights or whatever, and you're in Morris County that way. If the road you seem to be taking gets blocked by the legislature.
That's a good question. No, we have not. We're taking on one mountain at a time. And if, in fact, that's a possibility, we'll look into that. But right now, our energies are going in the direction, as you said, which is a tough road ahead. But if Chris Christie continues to maintain the gap that some people claim he's going to have, what kind of coattail effect is that going to have with respect to the change of the Senate and the House? And I believe there's 10 seats in the Senate. Difference between the two. I'm not sure what the House is, but if things get out of hand from a standpoint of the Democrats that on Election Day, and it can happen, and if it happens, then we'll see. Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks
for stopping by.
All right.
All right.
It's a shame you brought the rain with you.